Mario is a man known for his ability to jump really high. But have you ever wondered which version of him jumps the highest? No? Well, I have. And it's a question I wanted answered. So I did what any sane person would do and measured Mario's jump height in every one of his mainline games. So buckle in, dear viewer, because you're about to find out which Mario jumps the highest. So, I guess the first question is, how the hell do you measure height in a video game? And not just one video game, a bunch of different video games. Well, it's difficult. The first problem is, you have no idea what the size of anything is. Mario could be 100 feet tall or 1 inch tall, we have no idea. Take a look at Kirby and Donkey Kong, for example. They both look to be around the same height, but one is 8 inches tall and the other is over 7 feet tall. The other problem is, even if you knew the units you were measuring in, how would you go about measuring it? It's not like I can just bust out a tape measure and start measuring shit on the screen. Both these issues make measuring something in a game difficult, but I think I found a solution. The first thing I did was superimpose this ruler onto Super Mario Bros. Since it was Mario's first mainline game, I thought it was a good place to start. I then adjusted the ruler so Mario would be 1 unit tall from the bottom of his feet to the top of his cap. And as long as I kept the ruler the same size, I had a universal measurement of how tall Mario should be, which would be 1 unit tall. I then superimposed the ruler onto the other mainline Mario games, but this time keeping the ruler the same size and scaling Mario to the height of 1 unit tall. I made the assumption that Mario would be the same height in every one of his games, because he's the same person and people don't change height. Okay, maybe Mario does, but it shouldn't matter as long as I stay consistent and use Super Mario instead of regular Mario. So now I had a way of measuring Mario's jump height in every one of his games. Now, I just needed a way to give that measurement meaning, because I had Mario measured at 1 unit tall, but 1 unit tall doesn't mean anything in the real world. I wanted a way to get real world units, preferably in feet. And with one quick Google search, I found my solution. According to an officially licensed actual size Mario statue in Japan, Mario is 5 foot 1 inches tall. So if we go back to our ruler here, that would mean that this 1 unit mark is actually 5 foot 1 inches tall, since it's the same height as Mario. 2 units would be 10 foot 2 inches, 3 would be 15 feet 3 inches, and so on and so forth. So I had exactly what I needed, a way to measure Mario's jump height and a way to give that height real world units. So now that we have everything we need, let's get into the jumping. Okay, so some quick rules before we get started. There will be no special jumps in this competition. It has to be a standing jump with the single press of an A button. Mario's jump will also be measured at the highest part of his body, whether that be his hat or his fist. And finally, Super Mario 64, 3D Land, and 3D World will be kept out of this competition. Unfortunately, I needed a perfect 2D plane to get an accurate height measurement for Mario's jumps. And I wasn't able to find that in these games. Like, just look at this. How am I supposed to measure anything from this? Either way, let's get jumping. Coming in 8th place and dead last in our rankings with our lowest jump height by far, Super Mario Sunshine. With a jump height of only 2.6 units or 3 feet 3 inches. And I'm not exactly sure why this is. Mario does have access to a lot of high jumps in this game, such as the spin jump or rocket nozzle. So maybe Nintendo figured they'd keep his regular jump lower to account for this? I'm not sure, but either way, 13 feet is still the height of a 1-story house, so he's doing pretty good. Coming in 7th place, with a height of 3 units or 15 feet 3 inches, Super Mario Land 2 6 golden coins. And this is probably because of how big Mario's sprite is in this game and how small the Game Boy screen is. There just isn't enough room on the screen for Mario to jump that high. Coming in 6th place with a 5-way tie and a jump height of 3.1 units or 15 feet 9 inches, Super Mario Bros. 2, Super Mario Odyssey, Super Mario Land, Super Mario Galaxy, and Super Mario Galaxy 2. This was the first confirmation that my method of measuring jump height might actually be working. Because I would assume that Mario Galaxy and Mario Galaxy 2 would have the same jump height because they're basically the same game. So the fact they both came back at 15 feet 9 inches was definitely reassuring. Coming in 5th place with a height of 3.2 units or 16 feet 3 inches, Super Mario Bros. Wonder. And I have nothing to say about this game because I haven't even played it yet. It's sitting, loaded up on my Switch, but as a father with 2 kids, it's gonna take me a while to actually beat it. Now, in 4th place, we have another 5-way tie between Super Mario Bros., New Super Mario Bros. U, New Super Mario Bros. Wii, New Super Mario Bros. DS, and New Super Mario Bros. 2, with a height of 3.3 units or 16 feet 9 inches. And again, this feels very validating, because all the games in the New Super Mario Bros. Series are literally the same game. So the fact they all have the same jump height means my method must be working. Now we have come to the top 3, and coming in 3rd place, or the bronze medal position, is Super Mario Bros. The Lost Levels, with a jump height of 3.5 units or 17 feet 10 inches, or the height of an adult giraffe. In the silver medal position, we have my favorite game in the series, Super Mario World, with a height of 3.7 units or 18 feet 10 inches. I was debating whether Mario's fist or his cap was higher, but if we slow it down and look real close, you can see his fist is just slightly higher. And now we have come to our number 1 position, the gold medal, and the winner of this competition.
Super Mario Brothers 2 again, baby! Super Mario Brothers 2! Oh, it's still the king! Still the king after all these years!
I apologize for that. Here's the real winner. Coming in with a massive 3.9 unit or 19 feet 10 inch jump is Super Mario Bros. 3. And if you've played this game, that probably isn't a surprise. Mario just feels like he can jump so high in this game. It feels like he's in the air for so long. Like, just look at this compared to Sunshine. They aren't even close. Sunshine should be ashamed. But you know what shouldn't be? Super Mario Bros. 3. Because it holds the honor of having the highest jump of any mainline Mario game. And for a man that prides himself on how high his jump is, it truly is the greatest honor. And now, for your viewing pleasure, all 16 Marios jumping at once.